waiting for Howest TIA. It's mentioned on your screen. Oh,
There we go.
okay.
All right, everyone. If you can hear us, if you can see us, then that is good news. And you are in the right place. I just want to ask, just because we encountered a little bit of technical weirdness, if you can post something in the chat, if you are here and you can see us and hear us correctly. I'm going to pull up the chat. Somebody put something in there. Just hello. Maybe you can put what country you are joining from in the live chat.
That's a great idea.
And you can share it with us where you are joining from. Because then we can go ahead and get started. But we do want to make sure that you are able to see it okay.
Streaming less than 1 minute.
All right.
Okay. Oh, yes, there
so
they are.
Somebody, we go. That was super cool. Okay, hello.
Oh,
Slovakia, Canada, Ecuador. South Africa. I was just there. Bulgaria.
Oh, really nice.
This is so cool.
Okay. I'm happy to see like all the comments coming in. I was already a little bit stressed, Ali, that we had like
Yoli. Yeah, so we work at a very technical school.
But
even then something happens every time. It's always something new.
Ali you set up yesterday evening the whole setup. Everything worked, and now we ran into some.
It's always different. I have no idea. He keeps us young. Keeps us on our toes. So we'll dive right into it. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. I see that there are 23 of you watching right now from lots of different countries all over the world, on several different continents, with several different seasons, which is really awesome to see. I will briefly introduce myself. My name is Ali Weiss. I am our ethics coordinator here at Howest Digital Arts and Entertainment, of course, located right here in Kortrijk, Belgium. And I'm joined today for our online info day and our first one of the season by my lovely colleague who is really pooling this initiative, Jolien. So Jolien, take it away.
Thank you, Ali, for the nice words. So I'm Jolien. Actually, Jolien is maybe easier to pronounce. I work as international coordinator here at the DIE at Howest. So we are happy to host this session, to dive into the different programs we have, go over a lot of topics like the changing from community to the admission part. So our colleague Silke from admissions will also join. So very exciting stuff.
Very exciting. And we'll jump right into it. I see that I will probably have to jump on over. Could I ask my lovely colleague Silke if you could go on the PowerPoint, so on the left-hand screen, if you could just go back to the first slide, please. And I'm going to test a little handy-dandy tool that we have here. Yes, it works. Awesome. So welcome, everyone, to our online open day. As we have already said, we are Ali and Jolien. Jolien?
Yeah.
I leave
and
it
Silke
to you.
will join us later. So here you also have our email address. If you want to contact us later on, if you have any questions later, you can still email us. Actually, we can skip this slide already.
I think we can. And maybe just to give a bit of context, so we are going to go through this presentation, very informative about our campus, curriculum, and so on. And then admissions, so our lovely colleague Silke will join us as well. And then we'll have time for questions. So around 20 minutes of a Q&A at the end. If you have any questions that pop up in your mind already, write them down and keep them for the end. You can already maybe pop them in the chat, and then we'll take a look later when we have time for the Q&A. So this is your time, right? This is your time to ask questions, this is it.
We'll try to tackle down everything in 1 hour. So we'll try to keep it short. So there will be a lot of information. Okay, I think we can start.
All right.
Okay, studying in Belgium at Howest University of Applied Sciences. We are the Digital Arts and Entertainment program, obviously. Belgium, for those who... it's a very, very tiny country in the heart of Europe. It's actually a lot of European countries say that they are the heart of Europe, but actually
I think Belgium really means it. And I think it's for real.
Yeah, indeed.
And it's very easy to travel from country to country. So
that's also a nice part. If you study here, you can easily travel to other European countries, neighboring countries, but also by train or by flight.
Absolutely.
Okay, Howest, some facts and figures. So we have 3 different campuses. We are here live in Kortrijk. We have another one in Bruges. And then a very recent one in Oudenaarde, where one program is located. But if you study here at the Digital Arts and Entertainment program, you'll just study in Kortrijk. But it's a really nice city.
I love Kortrijk. And I come from a pretty big city in the US originally. So I don't know. I think it's a perfect student city. It's not so overwhelming, but it has also a lot to do, a lot of charm. So we think you'll really enjoy it here.
Yeah, in fact, Kortrijk is actually the UNESCO Creative City. So there's a lot of, like Ali already mentioned, there's a lot to do here, a lot of student activities, but also a lot of creative activities. So yeah, you will definitely not be bored here. Okay, and then Howest Kortrijk. So we have three different campuses that you will attend while studying here. Our main campus or main hub is the level. That's the picture in the middle. There is where it actually started. It's you will see it. It's a really nice building. Then the other one is the Penta. That's the picture in the right. That's also a very new building. It's the newest building we have, actually.
It is. It's the newest one that we had. So I've been working here for 5 years. And I think, Silke, correct me if I'm wrong, but it was 2021. I think that the grand opening of the Penta was. So that is our newest building for sure. It's also the hub, I think, of our education program in Kortrijk.
Yeah, indeed. So we use that campus for like bigger classes because they have auditoria over there. And then on the left, we needed more space because we have a lot of students coming from all over the world.
Exciting.
And that's why we have the campus left. That's the square. We call it the square. It's a little bit further from the city center. So if you study here, you will need a bike. But that's Belgium. Belgium's bike everywhere.
And we can help you with that.
Yeah.
So you will receive help with the whole bike situation when you get here. So no worries.
No, indeed. Maybe also good to mention that the 2 campuses, so the Level and the Penta, are pretty actually in the center of Kortrijk. Mm-hmm. So you can walk by if you have a room here. It's also close to the train station. So actually it's really nice.
It's very convenient. And I also think that it's a benefit of Kortrijk being kind of like a not a huge city, but a moderately, I would say like a medium, small to medium sized city. But as a student, you won't get overwhelmed, I don't think. A lot of things are really centrally located, which is really helpful, especially if you're by bike. And maybe you're new to biking. I was definitely new to biking.
If I could do America.
If I could do it, you could totally do it. I know it. But it's easy to get from place to place. And also for looking for accommodations and such, most of the time they're pretty central. And they're pretty close by to the campuses as well. And again, if any questions pop up, you let us know. You are here with us today just to chat, ask questions. So let us know.
Okay. So our program, Digital Arts and Entertainment, some key figures. Okay. So the program, I think we were one of the first to introduce like a game development program. That was back in, we go back to 2006. So that's already a long time. We are a public school, so that means you don't need an entrance exam. We are open for everyone who wants to study here. Of course, you need like your
secondary school diploma and such.
Diploma,
Yep.
We are a 3-year bachelor program, and we have 6 different majors. We'll dive into the majors in a bit. More than 1,700 students are enrolled in our program, so that's a lot, and more than 600 are international students. So we have a really international focus, not only the students, but we do a lot of activities as well. We go abroad to visit exhibitions. We have our yearly study trip. This year they went to Los Angeles. So we do a lot of stuff. So we want to bring all and everyone together, actually. Culture of learning. So just maybe good to know. So our program is like a combination of theory and also lab classes. Just good to know that every major has like very technical skills, and also the math is very important in almost all majors. So that's sometimes a tricky one, because it's like a combination of the technical and then also with the creative skills.
Yeah, exactly. We'll get into it also in a little bit when it comes to the curriculum and things to keep in mind. Yeah. In terms of these things, but math is something that you will see. The only exception is for the animation, 3D animation curriculum. But that's often a question that we get from students. Will I see math? Will it be pretty technical? Yes. And the answer is yes to both of those, actually. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there are some classes where it's more traditional drawing, like pre-production, but really the focus is actually for those artistic courses, more technical art. So just interesting to know.
Actually, it's a really interesting combination. So actually, you will have both covered here. Okay, so one thing I want to mention, so within the 3 years, we work on a strong portfolio. We think that is really important for you once you want to start working in the industry. So a really strong portfolio is important. We do a lot to help the students with that. We have like portfolio review sessions during the study nights. So a lot is going on to help you with that.
Definitely. And we will also dive into that in a little bit when we cover our curriculum as well. We are so eager, Jolien. Yeah. So eager.
Oh, yeah, maybe that's a nice slide. So that is actually our student population from this academic year. So you see, we especially Europe, I think the only country that is not represented is Bosnia. And otherwise, all the European countries are almost covered.
So that's really so nice. Interesting.
Yeah, it's crazy. Okay. I don't know if we can jump to the other slide. Oh, yeah. And of course, we have an award-winning program. We've been nominated as Best Game Design and Development School for like 3 times already. And every year our students win also like other prizes in the rookies. So really exciting. And we are also very proud of the students now.
We are so proud of our students and our staff.
We have we should
fantastic staff as well. At this point, our team is really growing. We almost have 90 on our teaching staff team, which is incredible. And also interesting to note, because you see the map of where everybody's coming from. We also have quite some international colleagues as well. I already gave it away that I'm from the U.S. I already gave it away. Yeah. Maybe if anybody wants to guess where in the U.S. I am from.
Maybe that's a nice game.
Chat. We'll make it a game. Yeah. Put it in the chat and we'll see who gets it first. Alrighty. Silke, if you mind, if you could just click on to the next slide. For some reason. Okay, there we go. Now we're cooking with gas. Awesome. So I will pick up here and I'll talk a bit about our curriculum structure. So as Yolene has mentioned, we are a 3-year bachelor program. And so each year, and I know this is different depending on which country you're coming from, each academic year is divided into 2 semesters. And so basically from the first semester, which you'll be entering in as a new student, this is where you see an introduction, where you see the fundamentals and a bit more theory focus, I would say, from the first semester. And then second semester, you're almost finished your first year. You expand on those a bit. And then from the third semester onward, so the beginning of your second year in the program, you start to really hone in those skills and develop the expertise and finalizing your hard skills and working on your portfolio as well. So while the education starts a bit more broad, I would say a bit more theoretical, it really goes pretty practical pretty quickly. And so you have 2 full academic years of courses. And then what is really exciting is our last year of the program. In the first semester of your final year, you will be part of something called group projects. And so this is where our students who are working in the game curriculums or the film curriculums work together as a team to either make a game in 12 weeks or a film, which one of them we will actually show to you. And I'm really excited. I know Yolene is too. It's one of her favorites. So it's really fundamentally important also that you get that experience working in a team, and it's kind of allows you to seamlessly transition into the industry. You also do you do something called graduation work in your first semester as well, which is an independent research paper based on a topic of your choice that is approved by our teachers here at DIE. And then your last semester at DIE is an internship semester. And so that is where you either go to a company abroad or you choose a company located here in Belgium and you complete an 18-week internship semester. And exciting. Start your journey into the industry, and that is actually the capstone of your DIE study. So that's an overview of the curriculum. If you could just, I'm sorry, Silke, if you could click it one more time. My clicker is being a bit funny today. So we have 6 different majors that I would love to share with you all today. 4 of them are a bit more game focused. 2 of them are a bit more film focused. So curious to know maybe from this chat, who of you is interested in studying game graphics production? That is training more of your technical artistry skills. Who here is interested in game development? That is more traditional programming, C++. We also have independent game production training. Those who want to become an indie developer and kind of dip their toes into several different ponds and also have a bit of the business and entrepreneurship side as well. And we have game sound integration, which is our newest major for sound designers and integrating audio and sound into games. We also have 2 majors that are more film specific, visual effects and 3D animation. We can say really great things about all of our majors. Feel free to already share in the chat with each other what major you are thinking of studying, which major you're interested in. And it's because it's cool to see from all of you who's interested in what. So Lucy says, game graphics production. Lucy, I very much enjoyed my South Africa trip. Thank you so much for asking. Back in the chat, HBC says game development.
A really nice program, I think, as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. So that's an overview of our majors. And I would love to just take a second. I'll stop talking for just a minute and we will watch the trailer, which shows student work actually from many of the different majors at DIE. And actually, we were just talking about sometimes it does a lot of benefit for you guys to watch what the students have made rather than us talk about it. Yeah, so for the next minute or so, I'll go ahead and show you the trailer. So enjoy. All right. What did you think about that trailer? I hope that you really enjoyed it. A lot of our really recent student works are on there as well. So I hope you enjoyed. And now I want to kind of just quickly go through each of the majors. I'll just for the sake of time go quite quickly here because I want to make sure that we have enough time for questions at the end. So we have game development, first of all. And this is more, as I said before, programming. It's really programming heavy. So the language that you'll primarily see here is C++. Some of the different elements that you can see from game development include graphics programming, engine programming, gameplay programming, and tool development. I know somebody said they were interested in game dev in GD, our GD major, in the chat. If there's any other GDers out there. I saw
a few students who are interested in the game development program, so it's really exciting.
Yeah, super cool. Yeah. It's nice to see that we have, actually, we have a good mix.
Yeah, it's
GGP
a good mix.
We have some GD, we have some animation. Super nice to see. So I just said GGP, and so I'm going to move on to our GGP Game Graphics Production Program. This is actually our largest major at DIE. But the other majors are actually kind of catching up.
Indeed.
So that's also kind of exciting. But game graphics production is our largest major. I am skipping through the trailers that are in the presentation here just for sake of time. But we'll make sure that you have access to this presentation.
Maybe good to know they are also mentioned on the website. So if you
absolutely
go to the course overview and then to the major, it's also mentioned over there.
Yeah, so that's a good
point. If you want to see it, just go over there and watch it.
Yep, absolutely. Because again, really fantastic student work, and it's really inspiring to see also just the end results. Yes. This is kind of a segue here, but it's a very, and I'm not saying this to scare you. You know what? I'm going to transition it to the camera because I'm not saying this to scare anyone, and we don't mean to intimidate anybody here, but it is a really, it's a curriculum with a lot of work.
Indeed, yeah.
And so we just want to kind of be transparent with you about that, and also share with you that it's a lot of time behind the screen, a lot of time working really hard and working on assignments. And sometimes it's just really important and motivating to see what can come from this, like the final end results. Indeed. So I find it really important to show the works as well. And while you're a student here, it's good to refer back to as motivation. Indeed. So I'm done my soapbox TED Talk there. I've done my aside there. Okay. So we have game graphics production. Here we have 3D modeling, environments, game assets, and then we actually have 2 minors within the game graphics production major. So 2 minor tracks that you can choose from. One is the more technical track, and this is more focused on procedural environments, for example. The other one is a bit more of stylized design. So there you'll see more character creation, prop creation as well, and a bit less of environments. Game sound integration is our newest major that we have at DIE. It's been around for a couple years now, definitely growing in size, and also an international environment here in this major.
And it's a very unique program.
It is.
Actually, it's unique in the world because no one offers like such a program.
Yeah, I think there's a few, but the fact that there's a few in terms of audio designing.
Audio design, yeah.
And sound designing, but the integration with games is really something unique. So I think that's something special to DIE, and so we're really proud of this program. Things that you can see here, audio programming and sound integration. This is technically kind of part of the game development major umbrella. So again, you will see a lot of programming in the game sound integration major as well, but you'll see Foley and voice and like all of these different audio specific elements as well, which is very cool. Our independent game production track, as our students call it, the IGP track. So this is where, again, like I said before, you kind of dip your toes into several ponds, so to speak. So here you'll see a bit of game art and fundamentals there, 2D and 3D. You will see math and physics, just like many of the other majors, game design, game production, and a bit of business and entrepreneurship and communication as well. Because at the end of the day, the students that follow this major really aim to start their own studio, their own company, whether it be solo or maybe with a couple fellow students. I mean, Indeed. We've seen this before a couple times.
Really nice.
Yeah, and it's also just really motivating for us to see.
Yeah, indeed. It's really nice to see pop up like all the different studios.
Yep,
it's
absolutely.
Really nice.
So
we're very proud always on what our students achieve
for sure
afterwards during their study here. So indeed.
So this could be you. Exciting. Visual effects. So now we are moving on to our more film-related majors here at Digital Arts and Entertainment. Here you'll see compositing. You'll see, again, 3D. You'll see simulations. And again, I'm very sorry, you will not escape it. Math and programming. So we actually, I know that I said earlier that it's a challenging curriculum. It's a lot of work, and we don't want to sugarcoat it in that sense. But you can already start preparing. For example, you can already start preparing for the math and for the programming. We have on our website a tab that says, I think, how to prepare for your studies.
It's one of the questions on the FAQ questions.
Okay,
It's the last question. And then you have like a vault of videos we suggest, and also like courses that you could cover actually. So indeed.
So we will definitely again share with you this presentation, but also take a look at the website, because helpful links. There's even YouTube videos that are lecturers. They've given like guest lectures on YouTube Live that you can check out as well. Animation, our last major that we'll cover here today. If my pointer works, there we go. So an overview, you'll see, of course, animation for the animation major. That makes sense. You will see pre-production, so a bit of traditional drawing, like I mentioned earlier, character design, and rigging. So these are some things that you will see within 3D animation. I want to keep going. Just for sake of time, but if we have time at the end of the presentation, let's see if we can watch the video, because it's a really nice video. I'm speaking about one of our student animation projects that we wanted to show here today, but we'll see how we're doing on time and come back to it in a bit. We'll see about the questions too.
We have another video of a student who studies here, Ania. That's really exciting to see. Actually, we could jump to that video.
Let's do it. That's a good idea.
She studies here and she explains what she likes about Belgium, Kortrijk, and the program.
If anybody is watching this who's from Latvia.
There was someone from Latvia. I registered, so maybe the person is joining us.
Shout out there.
Yeah, indeed.
Shout it out. Tell us where you're from.
We have a lot of good students from Latvia.
Definitely. Okay, we'll be quiet now so you can watch the video.
I hope you have sound. I'm a little bit worried, but at least... Yeah.
All right, so we are getting word, unfortunately, that there is no sound. So I'm very sorry about that.
Yeah.
It's so I would say you can read the subtitles, and then again, we'll upload this presentation so you can watch it with Ania's voice as well.
Yeah.
Because she's a lovely student, so you can hear her own experience with sound when you get the presentation. You'll also see what's nice about that video is, so you see Ania's experience as an international student studying here at DIE, but you also see a lot of interesting sites around Kortrijk as well. So you'll see the Brultoren, the Brul Towers. So if you've Googled Kortrijk before and saw the Wikipedia page, and you see the image. When I moved here, I did the same thing, and you see the Brultoren. So it's two water towers with a bridge that's connecting. You saw that in the video, and that's kind of like the landmark staple.
Yeah, during summer, it's really nice because a lot of people just have a drink over there.
It's so beautiful.
Really nice.
You'll love it here in the spring and the summer.
Yeah,
we can't wait.
Actually, the weather is pretty good today. It's 16 degrees. I don't know how much Fahrenheit.
It is. Let me try to convert it to Fahrenheit for y'all. I would say it's like 60, almost 60 degrees today, which is pretty good. Very decent for February.
Actually, after this presentation, we should catch a drink somewhere in the sun, Ali.
Let's go to a terrace.
Who
wants to go? All right.
Okay.
We'll head back to the presentation for now. Let me go. Oopsie. Let me go forward one.
Yeah, that's a QR code to our welcome guide. Actually, a lot of information is mentioned in this brochure. Some helpful tips, practical information. It's also mentioned on our website. So yeah, check it out if you are planning to study here, it's more practical. So first to the application and then dive into the welcome guide. That's my advice.
Chances are, I think this welcome guide is very thorough, and we've had a couple colleagues that have, the minus 15 Celsius distracted me.
Oh, wow.
I am sending you like hot chocolate and maybe a warm fireplace.
Yes,
and
a fleece.
Yes, fleece jacket, maybe like a nice cozy blanket.
Which country are you living? I'm curious now.
Maybe a cat to kind of be like purring on your lap. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, tell us which country. Anyway, so the welcome guide. It's, I think, answers a lot of the questions that you might have. It also, I get it. It is scary to be an international student, like kind of starting over somewhere and moving to a new country, starting a new school, doing everything new and for the first time and maybe alone. I have been there before, and I know that there's a lot of anxiety surrounding that. And I think like reading through the welcome guide and reading through these resources will reduce that anxiety a bit and might answer a lot of your questions. So I would definitely recommend to go ahead and give that a look. Canada, I wonder where in Canada.
Yeah, Canada.
Sorry, now it's getting really specific.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So give it a thorough look over. The welcome guide can be very helpful.
Indeed. Okay, our DA veterans. So we have, Ali will talk about community in a bit, but actually we start with the veterans. Once you graduated here at DIE, you become a DIE veteran, and it doesn't end even at the graduation. So we have a group. They come together quite often with teachers. Sometimes some students.
No. Every year. Every summertime. So, and let me be specific because that's different depending on the hemisphere. I've learned that recently. It's in June usually. We have a veteran barbecue or a veteran get together where the alumni of the program, including the third-year students who are graduating and have finished their internship and will be graduating, they can join, and it's usually either you see here's a picture from the local Irish pub. This was a picture from last year. Sometimes we even do it on campus, but there are pretty regular get-togethers, of course, every June, and we have a very active LinkedIn page as well where we post job vacancies or opportunities for our veterans or highlighting really cool things that are going on.
Actually, our alumni is still pretty active here at school as well. Yesterday, during the study night, we had Pauline from Arcane, who worked at Arcane.
Absolutely, yes. Any Arcane fans in the chat?
Yeah, that's a good question, Ali.
Let us know. It's not in here,
during
but
the study night, it was really nice. She gave a presentation. There were a lot of students. It was a really good vibe. So they still attend like several events, but also like guest lectures. So it's really nice to have them around.
Mm-hmm.
An overview of all the projects our alumni are working on. I already mentioned Arcane, but a recent example is also the Avatar movie. And then, of course, the
Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Indeed, that won
from
a lot
Larian.
of prizes from Larian Studios. So yeah, it's really nice to see the students like shine.
Absolutely. And I think it's interesting, like we mentioned Baldur's Gate 3 and we mentioned Larian Studios, and it's really, Larian is in Ghent in Belgium, and that's it's very close to Kortrijk. It's only 25 minutes or so on the train. 30 minutes maximum. So a lot of interesting companies and studios in the ecosystem as well. And now we'll chat. Oh, cool. A lot of Arcane fans.
Yeah,
okay.
I see.
So this is a perfect segue into our community team, actually, because Yolene just mentioned that last night was a study night. That was a special study night that focused on Arcane and the behind the scenes of Arcane, the making of. We had one of our alumni come and talk about it who worked on the show. We every Thursday organize what's called a study night from 6:30 p.m. to around 10 p.m. Sometimes it's a special study night. So
like
it's,
yesterday.
Yeah, like yesterday. We also one time had a special study night about Baldur's Gate, where we had people from Larian Studios come over and give some talks. Every Halloween, we always do like a Halloween party.
Really nice.
But in essence, the study night is just, we open up our campus to you and we allow you to have a space to do co-working, to work on assignments together, to give each other feedback, to join. Sometimes we have lecturers that give workshops or offer specific feedback moments. Maybe there's some play testing going on. I don't know. Every Thursday it looks different. And the bar is also open as well. We have a bar on campus. And it's just some
students play board games.
Yeah.
It's like a very mix of activities going on.
You can really choose what to do with the study night. What you wish. And there's a study night team, which is interesting. It's a group of students who organize the study night every week. Usually around 10 students or so, a good mix of majors, a good mix of local and international students. But that's just one example of something that our community team oversees. So here, these are 3 people you will see very often on our campus. They are our community team, Isabel, Wote, and Sophie, and they make sure it's their job that you are feeling well on campus, you're feeling good, you have lots of opportunities to socialize with each other and also for well-being as well. I said that it's a lot of time behind the screens. I'm not going to sugarcoat it because it is that way, but we really do put in the emphasis of well-being and staying active, and we offer a lot of clubs and activities for our students to take part in, so you can also develop your hobbies and passions alongside the curriculum. So here are just some photos, some lovely pictures of our students having a nice time on campus. Community events. So I mentioned our study night that happens every Thursday. This has been around for over 10 years now, and it's honestly just the most loved day, evening of the week for DIE students, Thursday evening. We have special events, festive holiday get-togethers every Halloween. We always have like a dress-up contest. We have a lot of students who love cosplay. I love Halloween myself. And we do a costume contest. So that's a very nice event that we have. We have LAN parties that take place every year as well. So we have students just gather together and play games and do competitions from campus that we support as well. Some activities and clubs at DIE, we have theater club, we have a board game club, drawing club called Level Up that takes place every Friday, Magic the Gathering, D&D as well. I just want to say that these are only some of our activities. There are more. And our community is really active online via what's called the DIE Active Discord server. So we keep our community really alive in person, but also online through that Discord server, so students can stay connected with each other, basically in person and online as well. We have reached the point of this presentation where we will talk about admissions, because I know that a lot of you have some questions maybe about the admissions process at Digital Arts and Entertainment. So at this time, I would love to ask my colleague Silke to come on over. Please hold. Alrighty. I'm switching it over. Silke has joined us.
Hello, everyone. Hi.
Thanks for joining us.
You're
Silke.
welcome. You're welcome.
It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you. It's good to see all those people in the chat.
Isn't it fun?
Yes, it's amazing.
It's so nice. It makes me really happy. What a good Friday. Yeah. What a fun way to spend a Friday.
What a fun way to end the week. It's really nice.
Yes.
It is.
TGIF.
TGIF, everyone. All right, so we will head on over to admissions, where my colleague Silke will share with you about the tuition fee, some requirements, a blocked account, deadlines, and so on.
Perfect. So my name is Silke. I'm the International Admissions Officer here at Howest. I'm responsible for all the programs in Kortrijk, so including DAE. So first of all, tuition fee. Tuition fee for EEA students is 1,157 euros a year. Tuition fee for non-EEA students is 7,157 euros a year.
Silke, what's the difference? You have EE. What's the difference? Like general Europe, non-Europe?
Yes, in general it's Europe, non-Europe. Just one exemption. Students from Ukraine, they pay the EEA student tuition fee, so the lower tuition fee.
Even that country is not part of the European.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, that's
so
good to know.
even though you're still living in Ukraine, you still be paying the lower tuition fee. Okay. Non-EEA students also have to pay a first deposit during their application. And then the rest of the tuition fee needs to be paid in September. The same for the EEA students. Tuition fee needs to be paid in September when classes start. A little bit about the requirements. So we require your high school diploma. We need a copy of the original diploma and transcript of records, together with a translated version. It needs to be translated by a sworn translator into English or Dutch, but most students prefer to translate it into English. It's the most convenient way, to be honest. We also require an English language proficiency certificate. We accept different kind of certificates, for example, Duolingo or IELTS or the Cambridge English certificates we accept as well. To see what score or what grade we require, I would advise you to go to our website and you will see all the different grades that we request per certificate. Something else about the diploma, non-EA students also have to present us a certified or legalized copy. Depending on what country you're from, we request a legalized copy by the Belgian Embassy or an apostille or a certified copy by the Ministry of Education. If you're not sure what kind of legalized copy you need, just send us an email and we will help you with that. Then blocked account. I saw there was already a question in the chat about blocked account. So blocked account is just for non-EA students. So this is not something for EEA students. It's just for non-EA students. So non-EA students have to pay 11,000 euros. And after this, they paid this amount, we will give them the financial certificate. You need this financial certificate to apply for a visa. So this is only for non-EA students. And then once they arrive here in September, we will pay them back the blocked account on a monthly basis.
So you can use that money to
cover
your cost
expensive.
Of living here
yes, exactly.
In Kortrijk.
In Belgium, yes.
Rent and food.
Rent, groceries, just general living expenses.
And fun activities, hopefully, as well.
Exactly.
Hopefully some fun excursions.
Yes.
We hope.
Yes.
To Ghent, maybe? That's nice.
For example.
Sorry, we are...
We like to take segues. Sorry, Silke.
No worries, no worries. Deadline application. So for non-EA students, it's the 1st of June. For EEA students, it's the 1st of July. Okay. Yes. A little bit about the cost of living. As I explained before, non-EA students can cover those costs with their blocked account. Just a general overview. Just take into account that you will need around 1,000 euros a month to cover all your expenses, such as housing, groceries, living, trips, all those things. The prices for housing are between 450 and 750, depending if you want a shared bathroom or a private bathroom, a shared kitchen or a private kitchen. We also have dormitories available in Kortrijk that are owned by Howest, but those places are very limited. We advise students to start looking for housing around March, April already, because housing is very limited, so don't wait until June, July to find a place to live, because then you might have difficulties finding a suitable place to live. So it's best to start looking in March, April. Okay, good. Then the last slide, just the application procedure. This is the website where you can start your application. If you just go to the website of Howest, you can also click on the right corner, the right top corner. You will see a button with Apply Now. And if you click on that button, you just directly go to our website. Application fee is €50. And once you submitted your application, you will receive an answer from us within 3 weeks. So that was it for admissions. I think we can go to the Q&A now.
Oh, wow.
Woo! All right.
We came to the end.
We did it. So
In time?
now it is the time to ask any questions.
I saw already some
Q&A,
questions.
any questions? Yes. So awesome. I already see there's a question from HBC. I'm Spanish and Ecuadorian. I'm a student at an online Spanish school. I wanted to start my application process soon. Since I'm still a student, is it possible to send my diploma and PAU results later on?
Yes. So students who are graduating this year can actually start their application right now. So we advise you not to wait until you are graduated to start your application, because then you might be too late. A lot of students only receive their diploma in July or August, and the deadline is the 1st of July. So what you need to do is you can start your application now already, and we will ask you to upload a diploma statement. We can send you a template. This is a document that needs to be filled out by your school. It needs to state the diploma you're going to receive and the date you're going to graduate. And once we have that diploma, we can already give you the provisional letter of acceptance. And then once you are graduated in June, July, August, you can just send us your diploma and we will replace the provisional letter of acceptance with the official letter of acceptance. I see they also ask the questions about the grades on the PAU. We don't require any grades. We just need this is specifically for Spain, I suppose. We just need to see that you actually passed the test, graduated to passed, but we don't require any specific grade or result.
All right. It's so great to see the questions come in. Yeah. Thank you so much. It's so great. Thanks for being here. I see a question from Kakuncha. May I ask how packed the schedule usually is? I live in Ostende and plan to pendle from here to there every day. Would it be possible? So
do you have a straight train from Ostende?
So what I would say is, so first of all, about the schedule, it does depend. It depends. You might have, for example, 2 classes on Monday, no classes on Tuesday, packed day, totally full days on Wednesday and Thursday, maybe a class Friday in the morning. So it really depends. So unfortunately, I can't give an estimate as to how your schedule would look. What I can say is Friday afternoons are class free for students. So that's helpful, especially for students who are commuting. We've had students commute from Ostende.
It's doable, but
technically doable. Yeah. But we do have some students, and this is just transparent sharing, who, for example, commuted for the first year. And then after that, then they were able to invest in a student dorm in Kortrijk, because that time does kind of take away from your day-to-day tasks, schoolwork as well. It's possible, though. It's still possible, I would say.
Or you can work a little bit on the train. Yesterday, I commute every day to work, but I live closer by. And I saw yesterday some Howest students doing their assignments on the train, and it was like very cozy. They were like all working together on the train.
That's actually so nice.
Yeah, it's really nice.
So you can do that.
Yeah, you can do that.
So you'll see. I would say it's still possible, but you'll see. I think that the commuting will take some energy as well, but it's possible for sure. And then we see some other questions as well. About the student housing, on what basis are people selected for the accommodation owned by Howest?
I think it's first come, first serve.
Yeah, first come, first serve.
Exactly. they are very limited. They're also living a lot of second year and third year students there already. But there are a lot of options on the private market as well. Dorms really nearby campus. So both are great.
You don't have to worry that much about housing. If you do the application now and then afterwards you start looking for a dorm, it's plenty enough of time, I think.
So I also see a question. Is it difficult to find a career after finishing the GGP course in Belgium? So it's a bit of a tricky question to answer because,
right now.
Because if you've been familiar with, especially game specific, with the evolutions of the industry in the past year, 2 years, there were widespread, I would say, struggles with layoffs from companies. And that's, again, just being transparent here, because that's also very important. The GGP diploma from Digital Arts and Entertainment is very strong. And I'm not just saying this because I'm biased and work here, but it's really well recognized in Belgium and also abroad. Yeah. So because we are, and again, I'm not saying this because I'm biased, but it is the second best game design and development school in the world. So it's very well recognized. Within Belgium, at the moment, the ecosystem is shifting a bit more toward indie developers. However, you can absolutely find employment as a technical artist who studied GGP, game graphics production, in an indie studio in Belgium. That's not to say that this won't change in the next year or 2 years or 3. I mean, it's always changing.
Economic, it's like sometimes you have like bad periods and sometimes better.
It's always
during the
evolving.
pandemic, like the sector was like rising.
Yep.
A lot of people gamed, of course, because they had a lot of free time, and now it's just decreasing a little bit.
Yeah, I think it looks a bit different now, and like I said, it's shifting a bit more toward indie developers. Yeah. In the ecosystem, but that's just 2025 so far. We don't know what could be the case in the next 3 years, and there's a lot of AA, AAA studios that, of course, are still hiring and still making really cool games. Mm-hmm. So you'll see, but the diploma is very strong for sure. I would love to know whether the blocked account money has to be transacted in one transaction, or can I make multiple transactions and meet the sum?
That question was from Ali, I think. I think we already talked through email. But yes, it can be paid in different parts. You can pay it in 2 parts, 3 parts, 4 parts. Just be aware that we can only send you the financial certificate after we receive the full amount. But you can pay it in different parts. I saw another question about, I would like to clarify that international students need to secure 7,000 euros tuition fee plus blocked account. So yes, those are 2 separate things. You're not supposed to use the blocked account to pay your tuition fee. Those are 2 separate things. And then also questions about additional costs. So indeed, there is an additional cost of 300.
It's around 300 euros, and that is
yes.
for the software, actually, the software package that you'll receive at DIE. Per course or per degree program at Howest, this is different.
Yes.
For DIE, we have a lot of software that you'll be using, and even some hardware that you'll use here as well. And so that is, the purpose is for it to be included already in the tuition fee, so you don't have to shell out more funds when you start studying here.
Yeah, you have your computer you have to buy.
Yes.
That was also a question. So you can buy your computer here at Howest, but it just needs to meet some requirements, actually. So you are also allowed to bring your own computer as well. It's not that it's...
The only thing, just to jump on the laptop and hardware requirements, so you can check that out. You can see if you Google, actually, Howest laptop requirements, they will show up from year to year. Sometimes we always check with our IT team and it shifts a little bit from year to year, the recommendations of the specifications that we recommend. The only thing I would say is that Mac is absolutely not recommended, unfortunately, because a lot of the softwares won't run on a Mac. So definitely a PC. The other thing that I would say is that it is interesting to purchase from the academic shop. So that's how you purchase a laptop from Howest through the academic shop. Because of the warranty, and also if the laptop does break while you're studying here, it's a bit easier to get it repaired as well. But if you do have a relatively newer laptop or recently bought one in the past couple of years and it meets the specifications or is pretty close, I don't want you to spend a whole lot of extra money on another laptop. No. So just use your judgment in that way, and you can always ask us as well for our opinion too. So that is about the laptop. I see a question about combining, for example, the GGP program with a part-time job. So the curriculum is quite, I mentioned before, it's heavy.
It's intense.
It's intense, and I would say it's a really significant commitment to follow the program. We have had students before work doing a student job, for example, on the side.
But part-time is already a lot, I think.
Yes. So there's a difference, I would say, between part-time and student job working. It has been possible in the past for our students to do like a student job on the side. So waitressing, like we've had students do Deliveroo, so food delivery. Yeah. We've had students working at the grocery store and so on, the movie theater. Yep. Yeah. But beyond that, unfortunately, it is really difficult, I would say, to combine studies with work. We can always discuss this further and see what kind of like accommodations that we can offer for you, but I do have to be just totally transparent. It's really difficult to combine. It just really needs good time management skills.
And most students, they start with a student job during the second year, because the first year is usually the hardest, I think, for students, because you have to adapt to a new country, to a new program. So, yeah.
In general, you can say student job is, you can do that, but like not part-time is pretty intense. I think we can conclude that.
Yep. It's.
We have a lot of questions.
Yes.
And our time is already running
so
up.
we will quite quickly, I think, go over the rest of the questions. Yes. But just so you know, if you have more questions, you have our emails as well for admissions and for more DIE specific. You have our emails, but we'll keep on going. A question: are there any resources available for people with learning disabilities to utilize?
Very hard.
Student support services.
Stuvo. We have Stuvo. Yeah. We have actually a team who is there to help you accommodate with you to see how we can.
This can go from
facilitate
finances to learning disabilities, whatever you need.
Some students have problems planning their schedule and their assignments. Then they help you.
Absolutely.
Make the planning.
Yeah.
So, yes.
We have a significant number of students who are studying with us at DIE, for example, who have ADHD, students who are on the autism spectrum as well. And all of these different identities and profiles, these are all accommodated by student support services. Our colleagues Simon and Jeffrey, they provide support for these students.
Even when you're homesick, we have people here you can talk to.
Yeah.
That's very true. Totally not to be undermined.
We have a lot of questions about the math, level, and I think in general it depends on the program you want to follow. Of course, the game development program is the program with the most math. The 3D animation, like Ali already mentioned, is the only program that you don't need any math courses, that are no courses included. And the other courses are in betweens, I think. Maybe independent game production is as well more focused to math.
Slightly.
Slightly.
It's a bit more technical, I would say, in terms of the math than, for example, game graphics production.
But like, what's the general level? Yeah, if you have math at your high school.
Yeah, there's a certain level that we anticipate, and I think there's a certain, I'm blanking on it now, but on the website it's listed that a certain level of hours per week of math are that's kind of the expected level for you to have. But again, I would take a look on that on the DIE site in that tab, how to prepare, and it's pretty helpful in terms of the math. Our colleague Kuhn Samain also recently wrote published a book for like math for game developers, and it's now part of the course as well. Cool. So that could be interesting to take a look at, because it's really practically like what you will see in the course itself.
And also in the first semester of the first year, we cover like all the basic math that you should know. It can go quite quickly.
So I would say it's already interesting to just take a look and prepare. Something that's good to mention too, before the courses start in September, we do have an introductory course. We have introductory courses for math, and it's 2 days long. We have introductory courses for 3D, 2 days long. Pre-production, drawing, 2 days long. We also have it for programming. So you can join these introductory classes. More information will be sent, I promise you, about the intro courses. Join them, and then you can kind of have a feel of what you'll see and already have
it's a good base to
head start.
But admissions-wise, we don't request any math test or interview or any other entrance tests. It's just if you feel like you didn't have a lot of math in high school, we do recommend you to follow the summer classes or extra classes during the semester.
Mm-hmm. I see just quickly, it's definitely possible to buy your laptop in the summer. Most of our students buy it in the summer. June, I would say. Just make sure with the shipping time, I would say that it is in time for when you would start in September. I also see that there's somebody interested in game art, looking also at Breda University of Applied Sciences, which is also definitely also a very good school. I totally agree. What is the difference between DIE and BUAS? That's a good question.
The game development course, it's quite similar, I think. Actually, we have like a collaboration with BUAS for the master degree. Yep. So if you graduate here, you can do your master's in Breda. But in terms like of comparing the two programs, I think they are quite similar. Maybe
it's tough. I think if I'm comparing the student body, BUAS is a really solid program. So I definitely can say that about BUAS, and we work with them for the master's degree. DIE has a large community. BUAS does too, but DIE's community is larger. Yeah. And it's we have over 40% international students as well.
Yeah, and BUAS
in our community, so it's a very international atmosphere. A lot of student community. We have new majors popping up as well. For example, the game sound integration major.
I think the big community, they don't have it over there.
I think
the big international community is a little bit less.
Yep. It might be more community.
And then we should start looking at the different programs, like course-wise.
Yep.
If you see some big differences.
Yep.
Our detailed course overview is also online, by the way. So you can have a look what programs and tools you learn. And I think my advice is just compare it with BUAS, because Ali already mentioned it. BUAS is also a good school.
Yep, definitely.
We are partners, so...
Yeah, so we could definitely say that BUAS is also a really great school. Maybe I think the difference might lie in the community and kind of the demographics there. Maybe one more question and then we'll wrap it up. But thank you so much for being here. And if your question wasn't answered,
there's
email.
like the last question we can answer really fast. Will the courses be online? No, we try to do most of the courses like physics here at the campus. Because we think that's important. It could be that one class for one time is online because, for example, next week we have a strike. The trains, there are riding no trains. So for, I don't know, who would be traveling from Ostende?
Kakuncha.
I think. I don't know. Then we provide the possibility to follow the classes online. Otherwise, everything is on campus. Okay, sorry, that was not so short. You can choose one.
I'm seeing more questions. I'm getting distracted. Do we need to take a schakel program in case we want to do a master's? So that's the adjustment year, kind of, the intro year to the master's in the system here. For BUAS, no. Because we have a collaboration with them, so no.
With other programs,
programs, I think it
depends, but mostly it's yes, I think.
Yeah, but for BUAS, it's a bit different since we have a collaboration going on. Last one. Does DIE help students secure their first job after graduation?
That's a good
What's
one.
really nice is that, so as I mentioned before, the last semester is the internship semester. And so we do facilitate and help you find an internship placement, but it is the student's role and responsibility to seek that out and see which companies are most interesting for them and make those connections. We do guide you along in that process. And a significant of our students' population actually stuck with their internship company as a full-time employee afterward. Of course, the availability of that, and that being the case, it changes year to year. But that's definitely like a really great step into the industry, is having that internship experience. And again, like Jolien mentioned before, we have that veterans page where we share opportunities and employment possibilities going on around the ecosystem as well.
And just to add to that, for non-EA students, we also provide a search year, which means non-EA students can extend their visa for 1 year after graduation to stay in Belgium to look for a job here in Belgium.
Absolutely.
That's also nice.
And that's, it gives a lot of flexibility, I think, which is really handy.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, here we are.
Here we are, folks, at the end of our presentation.
Indeed.
And I really hope that you had a great time.
Sorry, it's already quarter to past 2, so sorry.
We've just been having a really good time.
Indeed, yeah.
And I see that you all did too, because I think most of you stayed until the end, which is pretty awesome. I'm sorry if we didn't get to your question. As we said before, I can go back. I'm just using my handy dandy clicker to show our email addresses.
Yeah, you can send us your questions, and we will respond on your email. Or we can even have like a Teams meeting if you have struggles, big struggles with something like admissions or I don't know what. Just send us an email and ask for a meeting.
It took me a while to scroll back to that slide.
A lot of slides.
Yeah, it was a finger exercise. A lot of exercise for this Friday. So as I said, it's our pleasure to help you on this journey, and it's really exciting that you are here with us and being so enthusiastic already and engaging in the chat with each other as well. And thanks for joining from so many different
really
places.
Nice to see all the reactions from all the students. Lucy, we are also really excited to host you here at DIE.
Bring the sun.
Not
Please,
the cold.
bring the sun. Thank you so much, everyone. It's been such a pleasure. Again, I am Allie. Jolien.
Silke.
And we have been your online Info Day hosts for this Friday. And we will see you
Hopefully very soon.
Enjoy your weekend.
Soon. And enjoy your weekend. And now is the time where I stand up and walk over that way or that way because I'm mirrored and press stop streaming. But for now, bye everyone.
Bye-bye.
Have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend.
Not trip over my microphone cable.
Don't fall. I'll try.